Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Desking Deals the Right Way. I'm Monty Summers with Dealer Advantage Group. Thank you so much for joining today. First, I have a few things to go over for housekeeping. One of those is we're going to have a hard stop at 10:45. The reason we do that is I respect and know you guys are busy and we got all kinds of things going on, and frankly, so am I. So 10:45 will be a hard stop. Today's topic, we may get done a little early, but I assure you I'll get everything wrapped up by the 10:45 time. But if somebody needs something extra after that, I'll gladly stay around for you. I've taken the liberty to mute everyone's mics. That way we don't have any interference from anyone. But if you wish to ask a question, chime in or something, please use the chat feature. And then at the end, I'll open the mics for conversation. We do record all these videos or Zoom training. And the reason we do that is I use those for better myself, better the presentation, the content and everything. And if one of you happen to, you signed up to come on and for some reason something came up, you got a delivery or something, no big deal. I'll send you the full recording. You can watch it at your leisure and email me back with any questions you have. We do ask for a post-survey questionnaire survey. The reason we do this, again, we want feedback. We want to know what you thought of the training, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. We got to know. We got to know to make ourselves better. So please fill it out. At the end, I'll have a QR code on the screen. You can take your phone, snap it. Takes 2, 3, 4 minutes to fill it out. And again, I would really appreciate your input in that. Next, some of you probably are wondering, who is DAG? DAG's been around since 2007. Dealer Advantage Group is committed to providing training, advising, and consulting services to franchises and independent dealers. We use very strict legal, ethical, and profitable advising methods. So we really love to train. That's our passion. That's what I love to do. I love being in the stores, on Zoom with you guys, soon to be in classroom training. It's just what we like to do and love to do. So please make sure you join us often and as often as you can. Again, I know you guys are busy, but please join us when you can. Exciting news. We got our new office up in Westfield in the Motor District. Going to be opening next month, right around the corner. Matter of fact, our first training up there for our 2-day F&I class is going to be on November 20 and 21st. Now, that's a Wednesday and Thursday from 9 to 5. You can sign right up on our website. I look forward as many people as going to be up there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to train, like I said, have fun. When I say train, this isn't going to be a lecture. It's going to be a workshop. We're gonna have laughs, high level information. We're going to do role playing. That's just part of it. None of us like it, but we're going to do it, and we're going to make it fun for everybody. So enough with that and everything. The next thing I want to do is, who am I? Well, I've been in the F&I business for over 25 years. Most recently at the same location for 16 on the east side of Indianapolis. I'm married, lived in Brownsburg pretty much my whole life. Got 3 kids. My middle child is actually an F&I manager at a local Metro dealership. I've maintained a verifiable 3,000 plus average. And I did that, I guess, to brag a little bit. I was fortunate. I was in a DAG store pretty much my whole career. And I followed what I was given as far as information and taught, and it paid off. More of that later. Now, down in the bottom left corner there, you'll see my information. Feel free to call me, text me, email me, whatever, whenever. I don't care. I'm here to help you. So just remember, reach out. I'm there to help. I get it. I always had people I could reach out to, and I appreciated that. Now, today we're going to get into, excuse me for a second, let me switch screens here for you. Desking Deals the right way. Now, I've laid this out so you have some steps to kind of follow, because it's absolutely important that you sales managers train your staff. And when I say train them, you roll out something new, it's not going to stick with everybody, or not everybody's going to understand it the first time. So you may have to go through it a couple times with them. Some people may get it the first time. And then, boy, what's really important is when you get that new hire, you've got right away, set them down and go through this. So let's go through it together here, to make sure everybody understands it and can follow it okay. Now, do not ask the salesman to ask for down payment or money down. Because as the manager, you don't care what they say. They're probably telling a white lie anyway. We're going to start every single deal the same way. So stop telling them to ask. You're just going to create an unnecessary objection. It's not going to be what you're looking for. So if you ask how much money down they have, we all know what they're going to say. They're going to say 0. I don't have any. If you ask what payment they want, well, the typical thing is 250 to 300. And 300 does not equate to a $25,000 car. So when you get to the negotiation phase, we're going to show them something with money down. Okay, we're just going to. It doesn't matter, if we asked or if the customer just told us. We're working it with money down. And a payment, for sure, probably higher than what they told you. I mean, I don't recall ever getting a payment that was what the customer said, because it never was close enough to what reality was. So they're going to tell you when you go to present the numbers, I told you I'm not putting money down, or I need to be at that 250, 300 payment. That's okay. Okay. That starts the negotiation. We'll get into that a little bit later. So therefore, what I'm asking and instructing to do is every deal is worked the same way. No matter what you're told from your salesperson, what you overhear the customer saying, the same way every time. You need to tell them that you're going to add $1,000 to the deal. Okay? Why? Why are you going to add $1,000? Well, this allows room for the preloads in the deal to be financed. So when you call a deal in at exactly what your asking price is, and if you don't call it in with that extra money to cover the front end ads, then you're kind of double working, because we know we're going to pencil them with those ads. We're going to be successful most of the time. Now you got to pick up the phone or send a message. Hey, I need another $1,000 on the front. Sometimes they're going to ask, well, why do you need it? And maybe then the lender is going to be a little stingy. So if you just ask for it up front, it's much easier to ask first versus ask later. I want you to use a store rate. A store rate is the average rate of the store. Let's go with 12.99. What this does, it gives you negotiation room. It doesn't affect the gross of your deal. It doesn't affect the trade-in amount. It doesn't affect anything. It allows you room to negotiate without negotiating gross. I want you to use a 48 and 66 months. 48 months is a decoy. It's only there to make 66 months look more appealing. And if you just put 66 months there and nothing else, that 66 months, it's going to look expensive. Nothing to compare it to, so it immediately is glaring. So if you put 48 months and 66 months there, then what happens is 66 months doesn't look as bad. Now, all you power sports dealers, you may start at 24 and 39 months, as sometimes your approvals are a little less in length than the automotive side. So just adjust accordingly, whatever you need, but still kind of have that same separation there. Let's look at the if the customer says on the shorter term, well, why is that? People can't afford that. Well, we just want to give people the option. Some people like an accelerated equity payment, which what it does is it cuts down interest. So you pay quicker on the principal, which keeps the term down. Now, I want all you desk managers and anybody working the desk, you got to call the deals into the lender, not finance. Okay. And the reason why behind this is because, frankly, if you wait and let finance call it in, and then there's a problem, let's say with lesser credit than what you thought, and the rate's going up, and we got credit issues. Now, by you calling the deal in, you uncover that situation right away, and you, being the professional, can address it and head it off a lot quicker than waiting until the end where everybody's, okay, we're going. Then, oh, no, red flag, let's wait. Your credit wasn't as good, so now we got to do this. And it's just not a good situation for the consumer or the dealership. So what you want to do is just call the deal in right away. Make sure you add the $1,000 for the front ads. Okay. You want to call the deal in. When you call it in, you want to look for the longest term possible. I know a lot of us were trained many years. Oh, look for the best rate, because that's what's going to be talked about. Oh, look for the best rate. No, not anymore. Let's look for the longest term and the largest back end that we can get, and kind of those two combined to make the best case scenario for the deal so we can hold gross. So call the deals in. You're going to hold, if they have a trade, you want to hold $1,000 on that trade. Now, what this does and allows for you by doing so, it allows for small negotiations during the negotiation process. And I'll get into that a little bit down the road here, but just remember, $1,000 held on the trade results in negotiation if needed. And again, we're protecting the gross of the deal. Okay, we're not touching the gross. So it's given us another avenue to negotiate without hurting gross. Now, we've already talked about the looking for the most term and the largest back end. So I'm going to present you're going to present the first pencil. Now, you're sitting there and you're saying, well, I ain't got time all the time to do that. Or some of you may be sitting there saying, I don't have time for that. I'm too busy. Well, are we too busy to sell a car? No. So if you can, as a desk manager, who better to present the first pencil? I'm the manager or I'm the salesperson. The customer's going to push the salesperson probably around a bit. But if you're the manager, they're like, oh, okay, those are the numbers, huh? So that's what you're going to do is any time you can present the first pencil, it's going to be better for everybody. Now, again, we all know we get busy on the desk. There's 1,000 things going on, the phone ringing, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have to have the salesperson present the numbers, you got to tell them exactly what to say. And down on the bottom here, it says, they're going to go out and be excited to show these figures. But you're going to preference before you show the figures. Keep in mind, Mr. Customer, we aren't like other dealers. We don't have thousands of dollars in room just to negotiate it out. You don't want that. And frankly, if they made me do that here, I probably wouldn't work here. So if we're off by $100, maybe 200. I'm I'm going to take care of you. We'll figure that out. But not I don't have thousands of dollars to negotiate. Again, like I said, 100, maybe 200. Fair enough? Now, let's take a look. So then what you want to do is you're going to see the worksheet. Now, on the left here, I've got penciling the worksheet or penciling the deal. So again, let's remember, we're going to pencil the deal the same way every time. So we got to make sure that our desk managers, if there's plural, everybody's doing it the same way. We don't want Bob, the salesperson, to come up to sales desk manager A and get it done this way, and then come to sales manager B and he does it some other way. That's confusing. That's confusing for the salesperson. They never know what they're going to get. So you sales desk managers get together, do this, implement it, and be on the same page every single time. The first pencil's always going to have 48 and 66 months. Now, again, you power sport guys, you're going to adjust that. It may be 2439, 2436, whatever you guys need to fit, the power sports side. Down payment options, 1,000 and 2,000. You're going to give both terms with both down payment options. You can make it 1,500 and 3,000 or whatever you think fits at your dealership. But this example here, we're using 1,002. I have several dealers using 1,503. Again, up to you. All payments are rolled up to the nines, okay? Because a person looking at a car dealer or a payment, and if the payment's like 843 or 849, it's in the 840s. If I have 843 and 852, oh my gosh, it's over 850. So now the customer's like, oh, so keep it on the nines, just roll it up to the nines. We like a 10 to $20 payment range. Okay. You got to make sure you include and disclose, full disclosure, the Lucas Oil and all other preloads, the dock fee, the title fee, whatever it is. Tell them what it is. Okay. We're not here to hide anything. You've got to be upfront and honest. Your customers will appreciate it. So let's look at the worksheet. John Doe, I need to name up obviously, picked a 24 Ford Escape. A lot of our dealers have the etched transfer code. We put it right there on the deal, on the worksheet, so they see it, they know it's coming, it's there. We got this MSRP of the vehicle. Then we have our sales price. Whatever preload you have, and in this situation, we got Lucas Oil Ceramic, Red Alert, the etching, and then this dealer even offers free maintenance. So I put it on there. It's free. So it doesn't look like price, and I leave that off there. The dealership is doing this to promote. So put it on there. Maintenance is free. Okay. This example, I picked a 2009 Ford F-150, $4,000. Now, is that really what the ACV is? No, if you remember, we're holding $1,000 on every trade. Okay. So it's really $5,000. Okay. So we're trying to hold $1,000 again to help the gross or for negotiation. Okay. In this situation, I just used a trade payoff of 0. So then you have your terms, money down, and your payments. Okay. So one thing when you present the numbers or your salesperson, you got to go through the numbers. You can't sit there and go, Mr. Customer, I've got great news, da, 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 da. And you go, now your sales price is $33,438. Your Lucas Oil Ceramic is $12.95. And you sit there and look at them and you don't say nothing. What's that tell you? $33,438, Lucas Oil, $12.95. and you sit there and stare at them, look like a deer in headlights. Well, of course they're going to ask questions like, do I have to have that? So you want to go through it, you disclose it. Sales price $33,438. Our Lucas Oil Ceramics $12.95. Our Red Alert's $4.99. The security etching is $4.99, and our maintenance is absolutely free. Okay. Now, if you're like most people, what's most important to you is the monthly payment, and then you immediately go down to the payment and start going over it. Okay. So at this point, you may get an objection. They may say, well, I told the salesperson I didn't have any money down. Oh, that's fine. We just like to show this as options, as most of our customers like to put some money down, maybe to offset the sales tax or what have you. Well, I don't have any. Okay, that's fair enough. Let's put 0 here, and you just manually start changing it. And then you tell the customer, well, Mr. Customer, as you know, when this figure goes down, and I'm referring to the down payment, you have a 0 there, and you draw an arrow down. Then you go over to the payment and go, this figure must go up. What are you thinking? You let them tell you. And most customers go, I don't really know. All right, well let's say it's $40. So now we're at $889 to $909 if we go 48 months or whatever scenario they pick there. So then you've got the bump, you go back to your desk and they rework the numbers with the same philosophy in mind on how to get there to wrap the customer up. Now you may also find that they're going to want to negotiate. Can you believe that? A customer wanting to negotiate? Well, they've been trained to negotiate. So now they may start with, hey, that sales price, I'm not going to pay $33,438. I'll give you 32 grand. Well, now you have a right to go back to the customer and say, Mr. Customer, as you remember earlier, before I showed these numbers, we don't have thousands of dollars marked up just to play, I guess, the game with negotiation. I got maybe 100, 2 at most. If that's what it takes to earn your business, I'm your guy. But outside of that, unfortunately, we just don't have nowhere to go. We don't feel that's fair to ask those kind of astronomical profitabilities. It's just not us. And I'm sure you can really appreciate that. Most times the customers go, oh yeah, because they remember you planted that seed in their head that there's only 100 or 200 there. So you ask the customer, well, what were you thinking, Mr. Customer, on a payment? That's what's most important. So they tell you a figure and how you want to get to a lesser payment is you want to do small increments. You want to do 3-month term. So say they were at 66 months on here. You wanted the next blush with them or next pencil is going to be 69 months. If they didn't tell you that $2,000 were a problem, you may want to go to 2,500. So you hit them with 3 months. Don't immediately go, well, the customer on the 66 month here said $500. Oh, it takes 84 months to get there. Here's your next pencil. 84 months, $520. Congratulations, customer. Oh, no. You did the longest term, but presented the shorter term to the customer to allow your finance department, leaving them some room because you never want to go past 72 months. You're only going to do 2 increments of 3 months. So the first blush is going to be 3 more months, 69 months. The next one may be still at 69 months, but use $500 of the $1,000 that you held on the trade. Okay. So at that point, then you got 3 months extended term, 500 more for the trade. We still haven't touched sales price. So yay, we haven't touched sales price. Just the term, giving up some of the trade held. So then we hit them at that. We also then want to go, we can go 3 more months if we have to. We want to stop at 72 months. We don't want to go past 72 months. So then it may be, okay, we're going to do another 3 months in term, still give them 500 more for the trade. And then the next time we're going to go the 6 more months, but then give maybe the 1,000 up on the trade. After that type of negotiation, most customers are going to find an agreeable amount of term, down payment, payment. The other way to think about this is when a customer comes in and you add the $500, the customer may again go, well, the payment's too high. I mean, they're semi-trained professionals in buying stuff. So they're trained to go, payment's too high. And you go, well, Mr. Customer, what were you thinking? And they will go, well, $600. And immediately you want to come back and go up to, and if they go, what, 650? So then you were at 72 months times $50. What's that? $3,600 in profit you just held, or gross. So that's kind of the flow of the worksheet that you want to do in negotiation tactics. Again, remember, you got to do short term or short giveaways, so to speak. So 3 months the first time, then maybe another 3, 500 trade, then the 500 on the trade. And this next slide here kind of shows you what I was talking about. You can lower the interest rate if you want to without giving up, obviously, before you give up the trade allowance. The term, only do it in 3 months. You could discount your product. In this situation, we had the Lucas oil. You can discount it by $2.99, or whatever product you have there that the sales manager is okay doing it. But you sales managers, you want to deliver this, not the salesperson. It's going to be a lot more impactful if you go out there and you discount the product. If your salesperson does it, it seems as like it's just bland. It doesn't have as much impact. Again, we talked about increasing the term another 3 months, stopping at 72 months. Now, we're there to sell cars. Excuse me. So if we have to go more months, that's sometimes what we got to do, but it needs to be the exception than the norm. Okay. We got to, as a whole in the industry, we've got to quit using this 84 months. You know, I even heard the other day a bank doing 96 months now. Okay. Man, unless we absolutely have to go there to sell a car, let's don't box the store in from making money from the F&I person being able to sell product, giving them some room to extend the term a little bit. We just got to. It's a team sport. We all got to work together to make it work. As you can see here, that some of the stuff I went over on, the customer says the payment's 500, you bump it again. That's pretty much it. Now, these forms I just went through, this one, the one before, I'm penciling the deal, and especially this first one. I'll be glad to send you guys these. Just send me an email, text me, saying you'd like me to send you copies. Obviously, give me the information where to send them to, and I'll get them right over to you guys. What we'll do now is I'm going to open the mics up for everyone. And let's see if and we get out of this. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Can anybody unmute themselves at this point, please? Okay, I have some technical difficulty here. I'm sorry about that. Let's go back over here. So recapping this one more time here, this is the sheet that you really want to go to every time. This is how the deal has to be penciled. We know this works. We use it in a lot of our dealers. So try it. I'd be interested to know how it works for you. It's really important. We're going to switch now, and I'm going to go to another screen here. This is our screen that we were at earlier. This is the last screen we had here that we talked about. That's the QR code. If you guys would take your phones out and click on that, take the survey, and let's use the chat for any questions anybody has at this point that I can possibly answer.